Alright, so we have a death match between two of the biggest English chess fans. Chess, I almost said chess lovers. But no, it's just chess fans. Two of the English chess OGs. And we're gonna analyze some nice rapid chess. So sit back, relax, and have fun. We have our boy Richie and Mr. Powell. Powell beat me, by the way, in the last classical game that we played. What the fuck is this guy? 180 plus 180 from this position. Wow, some good shrooms. So yeah, all right, we have a game. E4, E5 is on the board. Classical stuff. Richie is white. First game we're gonna have two rapid games. And we have Italian opening. Alright, knight f6, fried liver attack, knight g. Oh wow, okay, they are playing fast. So we have fried liver attack, very fashionable opening. I played it as a kid. It works. It works perfectly when you're a kid. Like so, okay, and we have main line with bishop b5. Obviously, I guess you all know that knight e5 isn't a good move here. So this is the main line, and c6 is the main move here. Also takes, and here there are more moves. Actually, there are more good lines for white. Queen of trees, for example, one of interesting lines. Bishop e2 is like old school main line, I think I would say. These days people play like bishop d3 more. I faced this move first time like maybe 13 years ago playing World Championship under 18, and the guy played bishop d3 and I was shocked. But now it's kind of normal. Thank you very much for follow, Mr. Letlaya Kim. So yeah, but we do have this classical bishop e2 approach, and I think h6 is the main move, as I can remember some lines a long time ago. From long time ago, I guess just e4 here, and 95 or some old school main lines here. Obviously, black is a pawn down in this opening, but has a nice composition, has a very active play. So okay, Pavel is thinking. I guess he's kind of surprised with this bishop e2 move. Maybe there is even knight h3 move here. I think also played with some classical players, and I cannot remember who exactly, honestly. But there's that move also, like, which looks very weird, but it's actually kind of playable. e4, 95, bishop d6 is some kind of main line that I can remember. Even though I had some book where after e4, 95, bishop c5 was suggested, and I kind of like that move. So I think I will play bishop c5 here. And then after c3, then you go bishop d6. It's some kind of like provocation to provoke pawn on c3 to stop white from normal development. But yeah, as I said, those were lines like 15 years ago or so. But okay, I guess still playable. Yeah, most of people playing bishop d3 these days, I guess. So bishop e2 is kind of old-fashioned. Mr. Pavel thinking, not sure about the variation. I guess he is actually very good in openings, and he beat me in our last classical game. I was too brave with playing dragon, and he actually beat me with white in pieces in dragon. So yeah, bishop d6, d4, and then maybe even f4 later is some kind of idea here for white. So I like this bishop c5 move here. More options, I guess, anyway. Yeah, I actually cannot make moves here, but that's alright. Okay, we'll just focus on the game anyway. So let's see. Knight d5. Alright, knight d5 is very creative move. I'm not sure if that's a line or not. Okay, maybe it's. I guess it's a normal move in a way. I mean, black should probably develop and castle also as white, of course. But he has some other ideas here. Maybe to go knight f4, but I'm not sure if that's the right idea here. I guess white is on time now to develop. Maybe some d3 is also a move now. I'm not sure if there's any tactics maybe after d3. Yeah, I don't know even what. Like e3 now, but that's obviously not possible. Bishop d6, I can just take the pawn, I guess, also, and attack the knight. So I'm not sure what's the idea of knight e5, honestly. White just castle, alright, very reasonable also. I have a feeling d3 was even better, but okay, castling looks alright. Now bishop d6 now, okay. So now I expect, yeah, d4 was kind of expected. Now we have en passant, takes. So yeah, I have a feeling that black just didn't know what's. Yeah, just didn't know what's the line, and white is just pawn up here. Black castled. I think there's not enough composition now for black anymore for that pawn, so white is just better here. And that's the thing with fried liver. It's actually both very dangerous and very solid opening. So even in main line, even if black knows like what to do, sometimes if you're not, I mean, just one slower move, and you might lose your composition. White is just pawn up. So yeah, kind of very annoying opening, and that's why it's playable on and played on every level basically, like from the beginners to grandmasters. Like I used to play it with white as a kid, and I played a lot of games with black also, and it's definitely not easy. And yeah, there are actually a lot of lines. As I said, Queen of 3, for example, is also one of the interesting things. White has few solid options, so. But yeah, of course, if black knows everything, he should be fine. But it's not that easy, obviously. It's not easy also to hold the composition, being a pawn down. So okay, I guess black has a bit of compensation for the pawn. Maybe it's a little bit more active. No, I'm not sure if it's enough or not, but okay, we'll see. White still has some pieces to develop, like on the queen's side. So I don't know. I guess it's like 0.6, 0.7 for white. I would say like there is very small compensation for the pawn. Probably not enough. But okay, we'll see. There's still a lot of pieces on the board, and good thing for black is that he has his pieces kind of active and targeting king's side also, so maybe he can create something there. The knight on a5 is very often problem also for black in fried liver, of course, and it takes time to improve him because we know that we don't want to have our knights on the edge of the board for too long, I guess. But alright, knight c4 might come soon, like. We have commentators. Mirror on the edge. Big fried liver theory. Indeed, Miro, indeed. Alright, white is taking time now, thinking how to develop his pieces. I guess knight d2 or knight c3. I guess the problem about knight c3 now is that black would take and double this pawns, and then that pawn up would not would I mean we wouldn't have a feeling that white is a pawn up, like clean or clear pawn up, because he would have these double pawns here. So, and then knight c3, knight c3, b c3, black could play queen of 6 there also, and attack that pawn immediately, I think. So yeah, as we said, okay, there is small compensation for black, as white is still not fully developed. But maybe 92 for that reason. 92 and 94 looks reasonable to me. Rook e1 is also, I guess, normal move. I feel like I like 92 move here, honestly, and with idea 94, just try to centralize, of course, trade something. Maybe after 92 c4 maybe is also an idea. Probably not, but just an idea. I think 92 is the right move there. Rook e1, okay. I guess trades are good for white. White is a pawn up, so, but still, bishop. Yeah, I was looking bishop f5 actually also to develop this bishop somehow. Okay, black play bishop a6, which also looks okay, I guess. Trying to stop white from development, but okay, white still can play some 92, I guess. Yeah, it's not that easy as it looks actually. Maybe we said too early that white is a full pawn up, like for no compensation for black, but maybe there is a small compensation for black. Okay, but still 92, I don't see the right move for black after 92, I have to admit. Not sure if bishop d3 is actually a move. C d3, I mean that's also bishop pair for white then, and I'm not sure if you can attack this pawn on d. Well, maybe no. Maybe only like maybe some ideas, like let's say knight d2, black takes, white takes, and black plays something like knight b4 maybe. And then idea is to take on d3, and if white defends the pawn with the queen and takes queen d3, you have some bishop h2. But okay, there's also rook e8 for white, so that feels a bit too optimistic for black. But yeah, maybe there's no better try anyway. Black would like c5, but not possible. Yeah, no, c5 is not a big deal. I mean, yeah, c5. No, I don't feel like c5 is the idea here anyway, because first of all, the pawn is defending this knight, so only for that reason I can never see c5 happening. And I think black has other things to do, like improve this knight for a start, and try to win the pawn back also. I'm thinking like maybe, well, white will have to develop these pieces eventually, I guess. I guess I'm looking knight d2, maybe bishop d3. Oh, bishop d2. Bishop d2. But okay, bishop d2 now, maybe knight c4 is coming. Okay, I guess white can give a bishop pair as he's a pawn up. But that would give at least a bit of compensation to black, I think. Knight d2, bishop d3, c d3 was interesting, I guess. But I guess still slightly better for white anyway. Pawn up and the bishop pair, yeah, must be. So, but okay, here knight c4, yeah, definitely. b3, queen f6 doesn't work, unfortunately, for black after b3, so I guess he has to take. Yeah, but okay, then we have a bishop pair for black, and that's always at least some compensation now. And black managed to improve this knight on a5, which we just said that's a problem for black anyway. I mean, it's always kind of a problem in fried liver, that knight. But okay, usually it gets back to the game, of course, as we saw here also. Bishop c3. Huh. All right, now it's getting interesting. Now, knight. Yeah, bishop c3 is actually a good move. Good way to trade. It's knight c3, knight c3. Okay, maybe black doesn't have to take it straight away. Yeah, a lot of options here. I'm looking at some queen g5 now for some reason, or maybe no, queen h4 is nothing. Queen g5, maybe some ideas try to just try to improve, and yeah, but no, not a real threat. No. Queen b6 maybe though, but that's also not there's not a real threat. Yeah, queen g5. Queen g5 b3, I guess. Maybe you can take and some 95s maybe. Try to use dark squares for sure now after knight c3. When you take the bishop on c3, then I mean black. I'm talking for black. Black should try to use dark squares. Then I guess try to play on dark squares, but white is still very solid, and white doesn't have big weaknesses in the position anyway. So okay, so he did take knight c3. Yeah, maybe he didn't have to take it immediately. Maybe that bishop wouldn't escape anyway. Like bishop, I'm not sure bishop d4 is possible or something like that. So maybe this actually now okay for white, this trade, even though he gave a bishop pair. Queen c7. Okay, queen c7 is actually a very reasonable move. We try to play some queen moves. This one is at least a concrete threat, and maybe wants to play rook d8. Yeah, maybe just rook a8 next. If okay, if white takes black rook on e8, that's of course a possibility. But I guess in that case, black will at least have an e file. So yeah, okay, there is some compensation for white now. For black, sorry, for white pawn. Uh, I would say white is still slightly better. Of course, I mean pawn is a pawn, but there is some compensation now for black, I guess. Uh, yeah, the good thing for white is that he doesn't have big weaknesses in the position, so he can just focus on trades and improving. Like 94 might be an idea. 94 knight c5 for example. b3 also of course to chase that knight. Maybe try to after b3 queen d2 try to connect rooks and trade rooks. So yeah, it's kind of easier to play this for white, I think, because black has to find something. Uh, Rook d8. Yeah, as we were saying, rook d8. That looks good to me. We were analyzing a lot of classical chess recently, and in those games you can always see all the pieces activated and working. So this is I always like that when I see that all pieces activated. Okay, knight e4. That's reasonable. Obviously, black will move his bishop, I guess, somewhere. Maybe even bishop b4 now. Okay, now I feel like black is starting to have some real chances here, honestly. And yeah, actually, knight e4 is probably a mistake. No, not knight e5. Bishop b4 was the move. I think bishop b4 was the move here, and the idea is to take knight b2 next. I mean, after bishop b4, knight b4 is an option, I guess, but then black would take the queen. I mean, for rook and the bishop. So And I guess black is the one who would like to create some mess here as he is down with materials. So yeah, here I think was a real chance for 95. I don't like because white wants to trade anyway now. So I mean, okay, maybe okay, still, yeah, black still has some threats here, I guess. Again, mostly on dark squares like 95 bishop e5, maybe attacking. Oh, this works. This if this works, yeah, if this works, then black doesn't have anything anymore, and white is just pawn up. Yeah, I think here was the big chance for black. I mean, why would you go back with this knight? This knight is kind of annoying here. Well, and you don't want to trade, so now if I don't see a point, I would definitely move the bishop. Now this is the bishop pair, and this is strongest, the strongest bishop on the board, stronger side of the bishop pair, because white doesn't have a dark color bishop, and bishop b4 is a concrete move. By the way, I think black might be better after bishop b2 because it's kind of a double threat. You're attacking the rook on e1 and you're attacking pawn on b2, and I don't see the way to defend it from both, honestly. Black might be just actually much better. I mean, even f5 might be an idea here for black because knight actually on e4 doesn't have a lot of squares. I mean, okay, here he takes, of course, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Knight b2 also, yeah, maybe knight b2 also, as the concrete option. Knight b2, bishop b4. Yeah, okay, but yeah, even that is very interesting. Yeah, but I guess after knight b2, bishop b4, white just goes back. Knight d3, and then you take. Yeah, but okay, even that is all right. And then you take bishop e1. He cannot take with a knight because knight is pinned. He has to take with a queen. Then you might play f5 maybe. So yeah, maybe even that. Even knight b2 here might be possible actually. Knight b2, bishop b4 because all of a sudden all of black pieces are extremely dangerous and attacking, and this bishop pair is, and this rooks also here looking very very dangerous. So knight b2, bishop b4 is a crazy position. The fox is me, and Richie against Pavel, two of my viewers. Well, two of my favorite viewers and the best viewers. I mean, I have more. They are just two of them. Anyway, and they're playing like it's the battle for England. Because they are both English and they both love chess like very much, and they wanted to play a match to see who's better, and they wanted me to commentate that. So that's a good one, Carnicero. That's a good one. Yeah. When I turn the cam on, then everybody's teasing me. So this is just a nice way to avoid. And it is a Twitch trend anyway, and I can do whatever I want also, hidden behind the fox. So win. Anyway, yeah, knight b2 we have to check with engine. It's a crazy position. There might be some options where white gives the queen for a few pieces. I'm really not sure what's happening after knight b2, but I'm quite sure that after bishop b4 that black is doing well. After bishop b4, knight c3 might be the best move, but that's obviously not great for white then. Okay, here we have knight d6, rook d6, and okay. Still some pressure on d file, obviously. Yeah, these black pieces are very, very active. Fox, thanks. Yeah, Fox, dude. Yeah, so looks like bishop d2 and bishop c3 was kind of wasting time. Uh, that was the first mistake for white, even though it didn't look like a huge mistake. And then knight d4 was final mistake. What are these mess? All right. Uh, bishop g2. Yeah, bishop g2 was played. Yeah. So you cannot take bishop d3, c d3, rook d3. I guess just queen d3. Two rooks should be better. Yeah, and then even bishop e4 in the end. So that doesn't work. Bishop d3 doesn't work. I mean, you can take bishop d3, but you cannot take rook d3 then. F4 is also probably a threat now. Some kind of a threat. Probably, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe just rook back on d8. But okay, d3 is pinned and might not be that easy to defend actually. Yeah, I'll probably play rook d8 now. Yo, 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 Akbar, what's up? When I see you here, I always wonder what time is in Australia, and it's always like some weird time. Is it like 4 a.m. or something again? Yeah, he went back with a rook. Yeah, okay, so that was close. Close enough. You're a night bird. Do you sleep at all? Like rook d8. Yeah, okay. Now I guess d3 is saying, nah, I just got that's sad. Do you sleep during the day or what? Or you have insomnia or what? I mean, I also have some problems, but at least I can sleep now recently. Uh, hot shower helps. All right. Anyway, can't even explain it. Okay. Anyway, we are here for to help you kill the time. And yeah, I'm not sure what's happening now here. Yeah, never try that. There are a lot of stuff to help you sleep, but yeah, didn't work for me. Yeah, I know. Snap. How to defend d3 here? Maybe it's not even. Maybe it's not even a threat because rook e8. But alright, I guess. Queen A. I was looking actually at that move, but what if black just takes now on d3? I mean, I was even looking at some rook c1. Maybe that's some kind of weird move, but all right, takes. So black returns the pawn now. Bishop d3. Black might be very close to equal position now. Okay, he has small weakness on c6, but maybe that's not enough for white. We might have a draw here, I have a feeling. Yeah, so just bishop d3, I guess. And rook from a to d8 was the critical move, was the best move for black. Just as we said, just activating everything, and that move gave a lot of compensation to black. And yeah, he could have even go for more there with bishop b4, knight b2, as we were analyzing. Queen c5, yeah, okay, that's very reasonable. That's actually a very good move. Now putting pressure on c6. All right, yeah, okay, black still has slightly worse position and some problems to solve. Yeah, yeah, it's not easy. As we said, there are a few lines that black has to know. Uh, yeah, but he could have had better position, I think, with bishop b4, for example. Knight b2, I'm not sure what, as Carnicero suggested. I really don't know what happens there. But bishop b4 was definitely good for black. I mean, maybe even better position for black. We'll check with engine quickly also after the game. Yeah, all right. So here, maybe just bishop b5, a4, or rook e8 first and then a4. Okay, black is very close to equalizing, but not yet. So how to do it? Yeah, not easy actually. And he is down to 2 minutes only. Yeah, I played both knight f6 and bishop c5 in classical. I did play more bishop c5 actually the last few years. Before I played knight f6 almost always. And I actually had extremely good score with black in Italian. Always had like much better than Spanish opening for some reason. Spanish I had mixed results with black, but Italian I was always like I didn't lose the game like in years at one moment. Uh, Especially with this h6 line, h6 knight h7 king h8 trying to go f5 and stuff. It's kind of always worked for me with black. But yeah, fried liver it is a bit annoying. But somehow I didn't face it many times with black. I don't know. I guess IMs and GMs are not playing that much. Like, okay, rook d6. Yeah, that might be just enough actually. Rook d6 is probably the most solid move. Yeah, and bishop is protecting this diagonal. So, hey ISO, hello, hello. We are analyzing, we are watching and commentating game, a match between two of the best English players, at least here in this stream. How come we're just watching Richie play? Yeah, why not? I honestly think it's actually much more valuable for you guys and even more interesting for me to analyze this kind of a game. Uh, for example, when I analyze candidates or something, this is just like not that interesting. First of all, they play like 20 moves on some engine theory, and then usually they have some very boring and dull position. Not always, but most of the time can be very dry and dull. Like pin the message catching cheaters. Yeah, that's the game tomorrow on new chess platform. That's the game that I made a small collaboration with them, and I have some kind of game, kind of a game tomorrow called Catch the Cheater. We already played that game. We already tried that. It's like a tournament. Yeah, if you want to participate, just let me know. You can join the Discord also, where I will explain you everything and give you the passcode. So it's a small private tournament, 6 players only, 6 of my viewers, and one moderator or two moderators. Last time Richie was moderator actually, and then we moderator pick one or two cheaters, and then cheaters have the right to use the engine during we play Blitz tournament. But it's gonna be I think 5+2 tomorrow. What time? Tomorrow 6 p.m. in 24 hours from now. Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot. It was a lot of fun. Like the cheater has the right to use like 3 engine moves per game. So not the whole game because I guess it would be too obvious, but still like few moves. Yeah, just join the Discord and I will explain you everything there also. And if you want to participate, that would be great. Matvi and me for now are playing expired. What expired? The message. Okay, Quincy 1 was played. Pavel is down to 30 seconds only. You mean the pinned message expired? So Quincy 1 was played. Alright. Uh, looks like black is still very close to equalizing. By the way, Queen d7 might be here now, some kind of a threat. h4 is a good idea, good try, but h5 still doesn't work, I guess. And white is putting pressure on black's position, but I think it's not enough actually. Black should hold this. But okay, black still has small problems, for example c6 pawn and time. So objectively speaking, I think it should be close to equal, but it's not that easy actually. And yeah, rook on e8 is kind of annoying. Yeah, very very good game I think for now actually. uh what expired? The message, the pin message. That's weird because it should be there for the whole stream, but yeah, I don't know, it happens for some reason on these messages non-stop. Queen c5 was played, alright, blocking the weakness on c6, that's always a good thing. Oh, f6, attacking the rook. Yeah, okay, black. The Discord link. Can I send you? 1 second. How can I send you the link? Chesstrugles server. How to invite the server, I guess. Send the server. Copy link. Alright, maybe like this. Let's try this. Maybe you can join this link now. Sorry, we missed moves now. Alright, so Queen c5 was played, f6, attacking the rook. Richie, of course, saw that. Oh, rook a8 is a nice move, actually. Oh, rook a8. Yeah, Queen c5 was good. Rook d1. Queen b6 is also a good move, but... Oh, yeah. Queen b6 is actually a great reaction now. Great save. Queen b6 probably... Wait. But white had Queen f8 here. Now that looks scary. Queen b6 is actually good for black because now bishop c6, rook d2, and black should be able to hold this. Queen f8 looks scary for black, I think, with this rook on a8. So this link works now. Yeah, bishop c6, alright. Rook d2 though. And I think black is fine here. Yeah, no, definitely. Some h5 tricks doesn't work here, I guess. No. Black offers a draw, white declines the draw. Bishop c2. Okay, there's 10 seconds increment, so black should not lose on time. Oh, h5. Yeah, I was just looking at h5 for black. Black should have played h5 and just give some air to his king, and then it would be a dead draw. But now it's still a bit annoying. Yeah, no, it was very equal, but now it's a little bit annoying for black because his king doesn't have a lot of squares now. So now it's actually a bit tricky, but huh. Yeah, maybe even g6 now for black. It looks a bit weird, but oh no, wait, this doesn't work. This is not good. Now check. Bishop b4 is coming now. Oof. Yeah, now it's winning, I guess, or close to winning. Check. King g8. Now it's very close to winning. Oh, here. What? What is rook of... Oh. Oof. Rook f7 is... Oof. Rook f7 wasn't a great move. He rushed to be there. Oh my god. Tables had turned. Yeah, that's why it's much more interesting to comment and watch games like this than candidates or some. This is more like more human. Yeah, okay, obviously black now goes for the win. Black is exchange up. That's actually a good plan now for black. Include the king, and maybe just go on b4 and just take rook a4. That's also a good move. Even though the rook was kind of okay here also, targeting the pawn f2, stopping white king from improving. But okay, here also king is cut off now. And of course, black has all the pawns in dark squares, so you can throw the check now, for example. I would throw the check. And then rook a3, maybe, and king b4 and rook a4. Take the pawn. That should be winning now. The easiest way to win. Yeah. Wow. What a game. What a game. We went from white is better to black is better to equal to white is better, and now black is winning. All that in 50 moves. Oh wow, they played a rated game also. So 1-0 Mr. Powell with black pieces. Yeah, rook f7 was decisive move in the end. Yeah, okay, let me just see quickly. Yeah, we said 95, bishop d6, bishop c5 we said are kind of... Yeah, bishop c5 is actually looks like great move here. I said I would play that, as I had some book with that move when I was a kid. So yeah, 95 is not a theory. And we actually said white is like 0.6, 0.7 here now. So that was a good estimation. And I'm most curious about one situation, one position, and that is actually bishop d2 is right. Okay. Yeah, bishop c3 is not right. Yeah. Then knight c3, of course. Yeah, knight c3 actually. Yeah. Yeah, bishop c3 was a bit weird. But knight c3 and got offered dinner. Yeah. Yeah, the game went from white is better to black is better to equal. So yeah, good game, Pavel. Yeah. Uh, oh right. Oh yeah, knight b2 is the best move. Wow, well done, Carnicero. Well done. Great stuff. Yeah, but I said it's very unclear, and Engine agrees. It's very unclear. Knight b2, knight b2, bishop b4. Yeah, I had a feeling there's some kind of crazy move here, and it just says knight f6. I had a feeling it's something like this, but I would never see here knight f6. I don't even see the point. Queen d4, yeah, some crazy stuff. But what about bishop b4? What about bishop b4 here? Knight f6 again. What is knight f6? Knight f6. Oh wow. Nice. Well done, Carnicero. Okay. This shows that you are working a lot of tactics and that you are in a great form. Well done. That's some really high level move. Knight b2. I have to admit. Okay, it is the most concrete move as it's kind of a capture, but not obvious at all. Like, yeah, I was just curious mostly about this position. So yeah, later we said black still has some kind of compensation. Okay, now returns the pawn and it's almost. Oh, rook d1 here, pin it to win it. Oh yeah, we missed that. Okay, rook e8 also looks dangerous. Rook e1. Rook bishop doesn't have a square. Wow, that's amazing. Bishop d3, rook d1 again. That's the idea. Wow, no good square for the bishop. Wow, crazy stuff. Yeah, Rich, you were better for most of the game, but yeah, the biggest mistake for black here. But okay, black was, yeah, we said queen f8 here actually. We saw that move also. It looks very scary, obviously. But I think the biggest mistake for black actually was here. Yeah, as he managed to equalize and yeah, h5, f5. It's just not a big. F5 and bishop e4. That's nice actually. That's nice. Yeah, I was saying g6, but even g6 should be enough. Yeah, I mean, there's just not enough pieces on the board now anymore, and should be draw anyway. Like, but yeah, okay, h5 is a bit annoying now with a few seconds on the clock, and yeah, and then when white managed to get to the winning position again, rook f7, 96, 85%. So, all right, guys, do we have a rematch? Sorry, maybe you're already playing or not? No. Do we play one more game? We said 2 games, or one is enough. It's up to you, I guess. Pissed off and gonna have dinner. All right. So that's it. That's all she wrote. Very interesting game though. Knight b2 was a crazy moment. Yeah, well done. And bishop b4. Yeah, nice. So what's the plan now? What's the story? Pavel is not texting now, not chatting anyway. He's lurking, snatching the win from the jaws of defeat. Yeah. Well, I guess you were worse out of the opening anyway. You were pawned down basically out of the opening. You had maybe 1 or 2 moments where you could strike back, but it wasn't easy at all. Like, so. Come on, play another. We want more. We want more. Dude, are you sure about it? We want more. Come on, Richie. The audience is asking for more. And I need to put this on YouTube, so. Well, look on the bright side. At least you have somebody put a plate in front of you. That's the biggest win in life anyway. So be humble, stay humble, and be grateful also. Right? Facts. Just spitting facts. Rematch and that's it. All right. That's better. Let's go. We have rematch. So Pavel leads 1-0 now, and Rich is gonna try to strike back with black pieces. Yeah, I have to cook my own food. Yeah, me too. Me too. So you don't know what you have, I guess, until you lose it, or I don't know. Most of us here are lone wolves, I guess. So At least we are humble. Richie just blaming his wife and food and plate. He just blundered. Alright, we have Spanish exchange variation where Paul is actually very good. I faced this against Paul many times and he actually knows quite a bit of theory here, and it's gonna be very tough to beat him with black pieces. But okay, the good thing for black is that there are a lot of options here now. A lot of playable moves. Oh, okay, bishop g4 is the line, definitely, but not bishop f3, I think, right? h5 is actually the move here. Yeah, yeah. But h5 is a very interesting line here, I think, and some actually very famous lines here. Very well known, I mean. But yeah, this one, I don't know, black returns the bishop pair now, and white is definitely slightly better now because of a structure, and yeah, white has a very nice play here. Now most of the pawns in light squares with dark color bishop. Maybe he can attack this one later. I don't know, knight d2, knight c4. Maybe even b3, b3, bishop b2 might be an idea here. Maybe the perfect place for the bishop. And then maybe like something like queen g3, f4 even later. Okay, knight h5. But okay, queen d7. I guess he tries to cast alongside here, and he's kind of all in now, trying to win this game, which honestly I think is a good decision. Objectively speaking, white should be fine here, but at least black is gonna try to put a king on the other side. Yeah, I also play f6. I did play some other things also, but I also play f6 mostly. Should be okay for black. Knight d2. Yeah, knight d2 is kind of obvious move. Knight c4. Yeah. Alright. Knight c4, I guess bishop d6. I guess white should play on the queen side, of course, now. I mean, obviously black should play on the king side. And okay, black has to defend the pawn first. So I guess bishop d6 is coming. I guess some kind of a4, b4 idea might be good for white. Yeah, I'm not sure if this bishop has a great square yet. Maybe it doesn't have to be moved at all. I mean, bishop g5 is probably not much actually. Well, maybe only... maybe the idea... Maybe white can try to force some kind of endgame also with, let's say, bishop d6, bishop g5, queen e6, maybe some bishop f6, but I guess, okay, black would definitely take that with a pawn and open g file. And I'm thinking maybe some kind of queen f5 or queen g4. But maybe not necessary for white. I guess endgame should be alright for white, probably about equal, I guess, anyway. So I think I would just play. No, yeah, I wouldn't play bishop g5 in the end. I think I would play b4, and a4, because black would like to play on the king's side. But first of all, he cannot play g5 because knight on f6 is under attack. So I feel like white can be slightly faster here. Okay, even though b5 is not easy move to make. But yeah, I mean, how is black pushing these pawns? He can play h5. Let's say b4, h5, a4, and what then for black? Queen e6. You still cannot play g5. You still have to play rook g8 first. I can play rook b1 then, I guess. Yeah, I will say this. This is might be a very interesting position to see later because it's a very topical. The thing that kings are on different sides, and that's always or usually means it might be like might get sharp. Uh, as as I said, white should play on the queen side, black should play on the king side. I mean, as I said, also white can always force queen trade and play some kind of endgame, but doesn't look like necessary thing to do. Uh, Bishop g5, yeah, bishop g5 might be more positional, I guess, but queen e6, of course. But this actually might be okay for black, even though, okay, I guess. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was thinking about that also. I was looking at that, but should be right. But what is knight actually doing on f5? And do you really want to open g file? I mean, what's the purpose? Yeah, but what then? What next? Where do you want to play? You know that rule in chess with play where you're stronger is one of the most simple but the most useful rules. So you might put a knight on f5 and that might look great and beautiful, but what then? What is the idea? Do you really want to play on the king's side? Uh, maybe you put a knight on f5 and then you push pawns on queen's side. Okay, that might be an idea. All right, because black, even if black double rooks on g5, for example, he can never do anything. Uh, queen e3. Okay, queen e3. I'm not sure if it's the best move. King b8 now, probably. Okay, maybe there's a threat, but king b8, I guess. Yeah, maybe. Okay, 93 or take first and then 93 might be an idea. Of course, a knight f5, I guess. Yeah, knight looks great. And yeah, rook g8, rook g6, rook g8, doubling on g file. I mean, we can just play g3, I guess, and stop everything forever. Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe that's also a plan, yeah. Maybe both is actually good for white. I mean, uh, yeah, maybe you're right because the pawn structure is so bad for black then, and this bishop is useless, and this knight is so good that black is just not able to do anything. So uh, even as I said, even if g file opens, white has nothing to be afraid of there. Yeah, probably. Probably, yeah, exactly. Or just, yeah, even g3. G3, maybe h5. Yeah, no. h5 is nothing also. Yeah, this is some kind of Capablanca style. 93, knight f5, and then the rook b1. But there's also a game of Capablanca where he played rook b1 and b4 immediately. So that's why I wanted to play b4 immediately. We'll see. We'll see what engine says about all that. But probably it's definitely both ways are good for white. That's for sure. I think in both positions, white is slightly better. So I mean, maybe not even slightly. Interesting to hear your thoughts. Because I only play on intuition all the time. Well, we all play on intuition mostly, but uh, yeah. Well, I do play for almost 25 years now, so I guess I have some experience and some knowledge also. But yeah, it's not easy. Some decisions are not easy to make, definitely, especially when you have more options. That's why they say, I guess, it's easier to defend than to attack, actually, because when you're better, like you have a lot of options, and then very often yo, Mr. Matvi, nice to see you. Pavel leads 1-0. Richie was winning basically the whole game, and then he blundered in the end, and he had some actually queen f8 was completely winning position. He missed some wins, and then he blamed his wife for putting food in front of him. So yeah, not cool, not cool at all. He cannot hear us now, also, so we can talk whatever we want. Yeah, queen e3 is not really necessary, I guess. Queen is well well placed anyway now. I mean, queen on f3 is very good here. I wouldn't. I feel like it's better on f3 than on e3. I wouldn't. It's like one move threat, basically, you can call it. Yeah, king b8, of course. Richie is good enough to see. Maybe queen h7 was a threat, but what's the point, really? I mean, okay, maybe f4 might be an idea, but and again, even after f4, white is doing okay, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, we were talking about. Yeah, okay. Question for you, Matvi. Now we're talking about some positional. Yeah, he did play f4. Interesting. All right, I guess ef4 now. Yeah, yeah. Miro was saying. Miro, is that you, right? I think. Yeah, Miro was saying exactly the same thing, and I was also thinking about that. I even said like here, my approach, remembering that Capablanca game. I don't remember exactly who was the opponent, but there was a similar position with Capablanca game, and he just played b4 a4. He just went for it. So what would you do? Would you like play? Would you play like b4 here, or bishop g? You prefer bishop g5, and maybe bishop f6 here? I mean, if you look objectively speaking, if you like look, if you, for example, if white really has to win this position, goes for the win, which we always do, I guess, kind of. Maybe after bishop f6, it's very weird, very very weird. But black can maybe take with the queen, and you put a knight on f5, but you wanna win this. I mean, okay, we might win in some long endgame, but I don't know. I prefer this, yeah. I think that's enough to win. Yeah, I mean, okay, bishop queen f6 looks very very weird, but I mean, with or without queens on the board, white is white knight on f5 looks amazing, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see. Let's remember this position. I mean, we'll definitely analyze this with. I'm very curious to see what engine says. Like, what's the better? Is it bishop g5 here or b4, for example, immediately? I mean, bishop b4 knight. Ah, wait. Okay, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe b4 doesn't even work actually. What am no, it before bishop before knight e5 queen d4 you can play bishop f4, I guess. Yeah, no, white is definitely better here. It just question like what's the plan here? Is it more positional or more aggressive? So my point, Matvi, that after b4 black doesn't have anything to do anyway. You know, you cannot play g5 because of the knight here, so you're kind of slow there. Yeah, maybe you're right though. I'm not sure. Probably you're right. Bishop g5 also makes a lot of sense. Okay, we'll see. We'll see later. Let's see the game now. Black definitely has to take, and he did. E4, bishop f4. Yeah, I definitely like your idea more than this anyway. I mean, again, white is okay here still, but I think bishop f6 and 93, 95 was even more. Because white shouldn't play on kingside too much, but okay, he just played f4, he didn't open. He played more in the center than on kingside with f4 actually, but yeah, maybe black isn't much worse anyway here now. Maybe slightly worse. White is slightly better, I guess, still. Yeah. Yeah, the pain in this position is that black just doesn't have any plan. Like, Yeah, maybe that trade is good for black. Yeah, I agree. I agree that wasn't. Oh, okay, no. Sorry. I thought for a second 95, but no. Uh, yeah, I guess bishop f4, rook f4, maybe just rook e8 or something, you know, just, I don't know. Uh, yeah. That knight on f6 is actually really stupid. And won't get much better, also. So, yeah, whatever white plays here, I mean, it's still, like, better, and black doesn't have anything to do, basically, but might have been even worse. I agree. I agree that might have been even worse than this. Rookie 8, yeah, what else anyway, like, but okay, we said in the last game also, we always like to see all the pieces activated, so in that sense, I think that's the most reasonable move now, at least. E5 though, we forgot about E5. No, E5, 95, sorry, no, I'm drunk. Yeah, E5 doesn't work, 95 of course. So yeah, okay, uh, still not much happening, I guess. I mean, white has a lot of options. White can play, for example, knight d6 now, c6, and bishop g5 then, and make it like really positional and just play against the structure. And if you try to go d5, then I can throw a check. And even though, okay, probably d5 is the best try there anyway. Not sure. Not sure what to do now for white. How to create something. G5 option for black. Oh wow, not really sure. Where here? Well, maybe, but I guess white just takes. Yeah, I know. That's always a hope when you're have, especially with kings on different sides. You always want to have open file towards opponent's king, of course, but just doesn't work here. White just takes and attack the knight on f6. I mean, it's too much, I guess, and you have to go back with the bishop then. Yeah, it gives the pawn with tempo. It just not it just yeah. Yeah, white is looking for a plan here. Uh, well, that's also sometimes that can happen when you're spending too much time trying to find the right plan. Sometimes you waste all of your time in a good position. It actually happens in all time controls. So white should think of something soon, I guess, because time is ticking down and still a lot of. Oh wow! Wait, what? Oh wow, that's crazy. I mean, interesting, but crazy but interesting. E5, knight e5, e6, knight e3, take pawn c7, and then take on d8, and wow, that's actually working. Wow, nice tactics. Oh, that's why you have 3150 bullet and 130 in puzzle racer, I guess. Yeah, we were too positional, talking about positional stuff for the whole game, and then all of a sudden, bang, crazy tactics. But yeah, looks like it's working. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to do for black. I guess it might be just losing. Probably just losing for. Yeah, I didn't see. I actually said e5 but knight e5, but I actually didn't calculate e6. Yeah, e6. Wow, and we'll see. We'll see how sharp Pavel is. Oh wow, he did play e5. Oh wow, nice, nice. I think he didn't. He has uh stream muted. Like he's not hearing us. Yeah, I like a couple. That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. Two of us combined would make a decent, solid GM. Like not too strong, but like decent GM. Oh, nice. E5 is a nice move. Very nice move. 25-50. Yeah. Magnus and Arjun playing tiebreaks. I'm not sure. I actually didn't watch. What is the difference? Well, a normal GM. Like not too strong, not too weak. Like there are GMs that are like 2200 now. There are GMs that are like 2800. So normal GM, like 2500, 2550 level. Yeah, A5 is a nice move. Well done, both Mati and Pavel. Looks good. Looks really good. Yeah, I guess Richie missed the chance in first game. Now he was just uh, he didn't know the line here with black, and white was just better from the opening. And yeah, in the end, f4 turned out to be a brilliant idea. This might be like 90 a lot percent game for white. Richie might start the procedure after this game, especially after e5 now. Yeah, I guess I don't see anything. New channel points rewards. Like what? I thought there are enough of them, no? Wow. I guess they're just not that useful. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's the move here for black. I don't see anything really. I guess white is just winning. Uh, yeah. What to do? 95 takes. Take on e3, take on c7, take. I mean, I guess that position, black should play this. What else? I mean, the rule is when you're worse, when you're losing, at least try to make some mess, like create a mess and hope for the best. Because if you're just like knight or bishop down, there's not much hope. Like, so yeah, I guess I don't know. An unbelievable tactic actually. Everything's working out for white just beautifully. Amazing stuff actually. Really nice position. Richie in shock. Richie in complete shock. 3.5 minutes left on the clock. If you guys have any suggestion here for black, feel free to say, but I don't see anything. So queen and the pawn for rook, knight and the bishop. That's 10 for 11. Okay, maybe it's still not over. But white is definitely better, yeah. Yeah, what else? I don't know what else, yeah. As you say, it's probably much better for white, but there's still some hope, I guess. With the queen on the board, I mean, there's always some hope. Yeah, he did go for it. He did play 95, e6. Brilliant tactic. So 93 now is coming, I guess, and then this is 7. Oh, it's not even a pawn, yeah, sorry, it's just queen for rook and 2 pieces. So 9, 4, 11. Yeah, it's like basically like 2 pawns down, but at least it's a mess. At least it's a mess, it's not like clean position. So, and as I said, with queen on the board, there's always some hope. Oh, queen take. Wait, what? No, that doesn't work. That's not good. Right? No, that's not good. That's losing. Yeah, that's losing. That's just losing on the spot. 93. No, wait, sorry. Yeah, I mean, both DC7 93 works, I guess. No, it's a check. Sorry, I'm stupid. Sorry, guys. Yeah, 93, of course. No, overcomplicating things now for no reason. Yeah, just 93, and that's it. Oh, wait, 93, knight f4. Oh, guys, oops. Oh, wow. Maybe Richie saw more. Queen e3. Well, it's a check. That's the problem. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. No, wait. What's happening? We are watching a rapid match between. Oh, wow. That was actually. Oh, Queen e3. Nobody saw Queen e3. 1 pawn up, yeah. Alright. 1 pawn up in the end. We're watching a rapid match here. Reduce between two English players, Richie and Mr. Pavel. Very, very good club players from England. My viewers. 1 pawn up. Yeah, okay, white still goes for the win. Yeah, and it's 1-0 for Pavel anyway, so he should win the match for sure. But okay, that was nice. Nice. Yeah, well. Hello, Rostam. Hello, how are you? Yeah, maybe he should have go for the queen against few pieces position, I guess. I mean, considering the situation in the match, I would probably go for that. I tried, even though objectively speaking, it's worse, obviously much worse. But here, black doesn't have any chance to win, right? He can only lose. So, but okay, objectively speaking, this was the best for black. That was queen e3 and knight f4. That was nice. Nice save at least. But yeah, white should be winning here, I guess. Still. Okay, rook games are always tricky, but white should go for the win here, I guess. Yeah, of course. First game, Pavel won with black pieces. So now, but now it's better again. Hey Jones, we are watching some good Rapid, some cool games here between two very very good English players. My viewers, we have a match. We have Battle for England match here, and yeah, this both games are actually extremely interesting, like really really interesting. Pawn down, rook endgame, always draw. Yeah, as we say in my country, they say it's always rook endgames are always draw, except when they are not. So that says it all, I guess. It's funny because it's true, kind of. So yeah, obviously white would like to trade rooks here, black wouldn't. So that's why rook f7, king e2, I guess. Yeah, we need Dvoretsky for this one, or Yusupov, or Karpov to explain this one, but obviously white goes for the win. Yeah, king d2 probably, yeah. King e3, king d2, I was looking the same thing and tried to push pawns, probably on the queen side as you have 4 against 3. Just improve slowly now. Went to gym, alright. How is your new work? New job, Rocket? Are you managing? So yeah, Paul will probably win the match anyway, but let's see, this endgame might be interesting. To see if black's gonna hold or not. Yeah. Rook. Yeah, okay, now it's rook e5, okay. Still rook e5 is the move. Or rook g5 even. Rook g5, rook f7, king e6 might be interesting. Rook b7, rook g2. I guess. You like it today? Full day of calls, that's good. That's much better to be busy than to be bored, I guess. The worst thing is actually when you don't have nothing to do, like then just it lasts forever, like, so that's good. Nice, nice to hear. Is the message still here about Catch a Cheater and Chess Point tournament tomorrow? By the way, can you still see it? The pinned message. Yeah, Rook G5 was played. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. So with Rook F7, maybe it's not necessary actually. Rook F7, King E6, Rook B7, Rook G2. You have to play King D1, I guess. I mean, white is still better, but complicates thing a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's very nice. Confidence is very very important, not only in chess but in life as well. So that's cool. That's nice. Yeah, king is 6. So what now? Maybe rook f8. Just activate the rook, and after h5, king f3. King f3 immediately. All right. Yeah, I'm more than that side. I'm more on that side as well. Like, as white, I'm confident to draw as black. Lose. Yeah, probably. No confidence whatsoever. H5. All right. So yeah, 4 against 3 on the same side should be a draw, even though it's not that easy actually. I had that endgame in classical chess, and okay, the position of pawns was very drawish anyway, so it was draw in the end. It wasn't very hard for my opponent. Here, black pawns are still initial squares, so here white might try to win this 4 against 3, but it should be a draw. It's actually a draw. 3 against 2, it's even easier to draw. Funny thing, I had 2700 Super GM explaining this position to me and some other guys. But I think I forgot. Exactly. uh, Mr. Korobov, great guy, was explaining this endgame to us, but I'm not sure if I remember everything. Yeah, I just said. But okay, here, Mr. Korobov from Ukrainian Super GM, incredibly cool guy and fun guy. Yeah, amazing dude. Uh, we were hanging out with him, few of us Croatians. Yeah, incredible guy. But okay, here it's not 4-3 because we have we have pawns on the king side. Well, it's not that he's slow. It's just you are incredibly fast. So it is a little bit different here, and yeah, it should be a draw. I think both sides playing perfectly. I guess it's a draw, right? But obviously it's far from easy, and White should definitely try to win. But I guess should be a draw, objectively speaking. Like, okay, still nice save from our guy Richie. Fortunately, first game he blundered, so he's probably gonna lose the match. But there were some very interesting moments, some good moments. Rook d5, alright. Yeah, so what's the plan here for white actually? King f4 might run into g5. Rook e8 maybe, but yeah. Rook b4, oh wow. Provoking some weaknesses. His bullet rating is 3100 something on chess.com. b5 of course. c4 doesn't work, unfortunately. Rook d3, a4. It's not much, I guess. Rook f4. I was looking maybe king e4. No, king e. Ah, yeah, king e4. King e4 maybe was the good move. King e4 with rook d4 idea. Always kings. Always king in oops. Chess is glitching. So always improve your king in endgames. First and the most important rule. So king e4 with rook d4 might be interesting here. At least interesting try. King e3. At 2900. Yeah, but you were 3100 on Lich chess also. Not well, you're not close either, I have to say. What's your bullet rating? Yeah, okay, rook f8 now. So rook b4 was actually in the end turned out to be a great idea. I said provoking b5, and that's actually a very good idea from white, because now rook a8 is a serious threat. Yeah, what's your bullet, Jones? Jimmy? 2500. Yeah, alright, only 400 points. Yeah, maybe, you know what, which move now? Maybe rook c8 now first, just to fix the rook on d5, and then rook c6 looks like unstoppable threat actually. Rook c8, king e5 though. And this one, oh wow. 1700. What is rook b8 though? Why rook b8? I would play rook c8 or rook a8. Okay, now king d5. Okay, now again I feel like it's a draw again now. 3200. Well done. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, confidence is always good. Okay, maybe king e3. I don't know. I think. Oh wow, rook f8. Well, maybe black can play king d4 now, and king tries to play king c3. Even maybe even c4 is a possibility. No, even it looks weird. Yeah, king d4 definitely. Rook f5. Yeah, very reasonable move. Interesting. Few seconds on the clock for Richie on, unfortunately. Rook c6 was the right move. Yeah, rook c6 and king c3. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And after rook g5, you can play even g6, so you're not even losing g pawn. Yeah. Rook f6 is just a choke because he's down on the clock. Yeah, now white is just faster. But yeah, rook c6 and black might go for the win somehow. Yeah, king is always the most important piece. Yeah, okay, should be a draw actually. Black is fast enough here. Also, yeah, will be a draw, I guess. But yeah, the rook c6 one was interesting. Yeah, rook endgames are crazy. Draw by agreement. Yeah, okay, I guess this is just a draw now. Well done, guys. Good fight. This is 0-0 probably, yeah. Yeah, this was actually now a very interesting moment. Wow, this is rook f6 is a draw. Amazing. King d4, rook f5. Oh wait, rook c6, king e2, king c3, king d1. Yeah, okay, what else anyway, but doesn't look great now for white anymore, yeah. Yeah. But okay, Jimmy is optimistic. That's also important. Also confident. If I was amazing, if I was really amazing, and I saved by you also, Richie. By the way, I didn't see Queen E3 honestly. The move that you saw, the save after E5. Yeah, that was the best move, of course. Queen E3. Well done. That was a nice save also. That was a very very high level game. 95% guys from both of you. Well done. Brilliant game. Yeah. We said we're gonna check this one moment. Oh, so bishop f3 is a possible move, but I guess yeah, not the best, of course. Yeah, e5 amazing move. Matvi, I didn't see it. Matvi saw it. Matvi mentioned that move, and brilliant move. Very very nice. Yeah, so here we were discussing between bishop g5 is the best in the end, and I actually said that maybe black has to take with the queen. Even though it looks very ugly, very weird, but maybe it's even better to take with the queen. Yeah, okay, it's quite a big advantage actually. I thought maybe like 0.7, 0.8, but it's actually more than +1. Wow. Yeah, this one we are commentating. Yeah, and then Mr. Miro, you were absolutely right. Your plan was perfect. 93, 95, and then a4 and push. Brilliant stuff. Uh, let's see my move here. b4. Okay, b4 is also good though. Bishop b4. Oh wow. Just takes bishop b4. But yeah, I mean, still much better for white. Uh, so what about? Okay, let's say then a4. Yeah, also good. And rook b1 next. Yeah, that would be some kind of Capablanca style. a4, rook b1, and b4. But this, okay, it's about both. It's about +1, right? But this might be more concrete. But I guess we were all right in the end. Actually, we were all right. You and Matvi and me, we were all actually we're right. Yeah, because white is better anyway. Uh, A4, B4, everything works for white here. Yeah, and yeah, we said Queen E3 probably not very necessary, but F4 turned out to be a brilliant idea. Here, I actually said rook a here. I actually missed e5 completely. I just said e5 doesn't work because of knight e5. But that was a brilliant move. No, 96. I did mention 96 also here and just... okay, not b4 though. I said bishop g5 here, I think. I was looking at... Yeah, just huge domination again, positional like... Yeah, no. I said during the game I said I remember some Capablanca game where in a similar position he just played Rook B1 and just started to push and he was just faster. So I was most inspired by that game. If not for that game, I wouldn't think of it. Also, like, yeah. Well, kings on different sides. That's always kind of pointing out where we should play, right? I mean, play where you're stronger. White should play on the queen side. Black should play on the king side. But the problem, or in the center, but center is kind of balanced. The center is always a good place to create some attack or counter attack or whatever. But here center is quite blocked, so I was thinking a4 and b4 just go because here before queen e3 actually because black is kind of uh, not dangerous. Uh, he cannot push here pawns. First of all, because of this one. So I was looking a4. Yeah, what is engine saying here actually for black? That's very interesting for me to see. Yeah, this one was better game. We have to say, first game there were a few blunders, but this one was really really good, 95%. And well done, Pavel. Pavel won the match in the end, even though it was very close. Well done. Okay, thank you, Jimmy, for popping in. Have a nice grind. So rook e8, and what? Let's say I play rook b1 here, queen e6, b4, b6. Well, that move was played actually in the Capablanca game, but uh, it wasn't a great move there. But here, I guess, it's slightly better. Then Capablanca, that game, it somehow moved his knight and played some c4 even later. Like, okay, b6 is such a strange move. Like, yeah, well done, guys. Very, 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 very. Thank you, Jimmy. We'll see. Probably we're gonna call it soon. Call it a day soon. Uh, yeah, not easy position. Kings on different sides. It's always kind of complicated. Honestly, it's always, even though it looks very positional, but yeah, I was looking the way like for black how to start something on the king's side. Let's say h5 or something. No, but just and let's say rook b1 and let's say I don't know like yeah maybe like 98 and f6. Bishop e3. Yeah, okay, b5 is not easy move to make though. Bishop e3 g5. Hmm. Yeah, why did I play this? 1 second. I will do everything the same. Let's say uh-huh. Yeah, a lot of options. I was even thinking maybe bishop before immediately, but then I guess black can take and make a mess a little bit. Yeah, not easy position. I guess in the end, bishop g5 approach is the safest approach at least. I mean, the the simpler, more simple like approach because white is definitely better there and it's a very clear plan and no counter attack from black. White makes it very positional and still goes for the win, of course, I guess. So interesting, yeah, very interesting position. Uh, I'm shocked that my bishop f6. Yeah, well, no, I think it's kind of obvious option. I was that was my first idea also. Like, but I just couldn't like decide. Should I go bishop f6 or more position or go for the attack? But in the end, both is good. So no, bishop f6 is very logical move. I mean, you do open g file, but you do get this beautiful square and yeah, like knight e3. Let's say rook g8. We're looking something like this. I mean, yeah, I just said g3 or something. Yeah, but I didn't see the real plan here for white, honestly. I just c3 d4, I guess. Yeah, obviously, just attack in the center. Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah, you want to attack here now on the queen side, but you can, as I said, you can always create something in the center. Center is always a good place to create something. So yeah, now it's g3, h5. I guess you can even take that. So yeah. Yeah, black just doesn't have a move here. That's it, and you can improve forever. And yeah, good knight against bad bishop. I actually have some similar positioning from the game Polgar Anand. Uh, Good knight against bad bishop, where she completely outplayed him, and it was a different position, but similar in a way that great knight against very bad bishop, and white was just improving forever, and just slowly but safely improving, and eventually striking like and winning the game. So yeah, maybe I can show you that game for the end of the lesson, uh, for the end of the stream actually. I was working it just yesterday. I had a lesson with that position with one of my students. This one. I mean, as I said, it's a completely different position. It was some kind of Sicilian, but still, yeah, the mindset is kind of the same actually, and the approach the approach is kind of the same also. The idea is to put a knight on d5 here and put a knight on the perfect place, improve pieces, and just improve forever. I can show you the game quickly. It was brilliant end also. Like, I will turn the engine off so you can find the combination also. Yeah, starting with c3 here, knight c4, of course, knight c2, 93, 95 was the idea, obviously. That's what you do with young players, young student position like this. Just maneuvering and improving pieces is the topic, of course. So now when everything is perfectly placed, now you can improve forever. And Judith did amazing job here actually, stretching on both sides beautifully. First h4, h5, alpha 0 style before alpha 0, and then eventually even attacking queen side with c5 move. And engine was given here actually very close to equal for black, like, but it's just so hard to play. It's just so annoying, like, and practically speaking, it's actually awful to play this position for black, because you just stand in one spot and you're just waiting basically, and you have to have. Black was Anand, by the way, world champion, so you have to have incredible nerves to hold positions like this. So yeah, so slowly but safely she was just improving and creating threats. And yeah, so queen e3 was played, and the final mistake was here, bishop g5. Maybe I was showing this position already. I think I did actually, but I will show you once again because it was really beautiful tactic. Now here, I guess you didn't see the move, the position. Yeah, I was showing this actually once, I think. Yeah, I did, but I had to show it again because same thing. Good knight against bad bishop. Yeah. All right. So okay, I'll show you then. I won't bother you with this position, but it's beautiful tactics also, like queen d4, bishop f6, takes with a queen, and rook h7. Just forking everything, and yeah, that was it. But yeah, that game kind of reminded me on your game, so I had to show it quickly. All right. Well done, Pavel. Great job. We said the reward for winning the match might be the match against me, but I guess some other day we'll try to arrange some other day. Not today. I guess you're tired. I'm also a bit tired now. It's kind of late. We'll actually probably close the stream. Yeah, one of her best games, and she also had one. I guess you all know that the other game against Anand, also Sicilian, might be her best game. Even like, yeah, all right, you can show one similar game for sure. Yeah, the difference is that here we have more pieces on the board, and knight is on f5, but the approach is kind of the same, just using outpost first of all, uh, having more space also kind of, and just using the activity of your pieces and dominating in a position and improving forever, because it's still not easy, still not over. Black is still very solid and doesn't have big weaknesses, so it's a long way to go here. So you have to kind of, yeah, that's why I turned the music off. So I probably will have uh, I will have the stream stored, and we'll put it on YouTube probably after we finish now. We'll try to do it. So I was thinking, what should I put in title? Like crazy I am Fox Dude analyzing rapid games. Just that, I guess. Yeah. All right. Okay. We have some similar game. Yeah, obviously it's good to analyze classical games and just games in general, because you see how you remember some ideas from some things from other games. That's very important, of course. As I remembered Capablanca game and this Judy Polgar game, and Mr. Miro remembering this Kasparov Karpov game. Obviously we have, so Queen B8. That's 97, 90, 96. Yeah, that World Championship game. Yeah, I think I saw this one. Of course, it looks familiar immediately. Like, yeah, Queen E3. Yeah, did you see the other day that one of the viewers came here and was like, "I have a game. I want you to analyze one." Paul was here. Paul saw that. That was kind of my proud moment. He wanted to analyze his game. It wasn't his game in the end, but I noticed immediately when I opened the game, it was classical game between Neidorf and some Glucksberg guy, and I noticed immediately, and but at least I was proud to recognize the game immediately and the position. He tried to troll the I am, and it didn't work. He failed. Uh, yeah, he just failed. So yeah, all right. Yeah, we have few traits here. Yeah, white is better, I guess. Here, pieces are a bit better placed. And after 95, he just goes for this trade because he has a nice knight on e5 against not so great bishop. Because this bishop doesn't do much. It's not that bad, but not doing anything actually. And okay, queen h3 with rook c8 idea. Yeah, again, like in Anand game also, I guess uh, engine gives some kind of almost equal position and says it's not a big deal, but for a human, I guess it's just not easy to play this kind of positions without counterplay and just waiting forever, like, and trying to stay solid. And yeah, in the end, of course, Hungary won this one. Queen d4, and that's it. Here black resigned, yeah, because after c2 we have checkmate. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Miro. Yeah, this is kind of also good night against bad bishop. Same theme, I guess, same topic. Good night against bad bishop. Yeah, interesting. Even though I saw Carlsen saying somewhere like the bad bishop is better than the worst bishop is better than the best knight, something like that. But I guess uh, it's not really true. Of course, yeah. This one, thank you, Paul. Yeah, so that guy was like, "You have to see my game," and I did copy the game, and I was first few moves. It was like, "Oh, you play Dutch, all right? Everybody playing Dutch these days. That's cool. That's all right." Stonewall, and then all of a sudden, here after knight g5, I immediately remember this position because And he was like, yeah, guilty as charged, like. But yeah, I immediately recognized this position because I worked this one with a lot of students, even like with groups. When I work with groups, I use this game a lot. Also, as one of like uh, games for beginners. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is very famous game. Yeah, but I recognize immediately because I worked on that game many times. And after Bishop H2, and after knight G5, actually already I was like, wait, this is kind of very familiar. And yeah, I did remember also the names of players, so that was my proud moment. Uh, yeah, very nice game, very nice attack though. Bishop G1 and E5 here, and just opening everything. F4, Bishop G4, knight E5, and H5. Beautiful, actually, very very beautiful game. Just beautiful attacking game. So yeah, very very famous. I agree. Yeah, yeah. Polish Immortal, called the name of the game. The game is called Polish Immortal. Very very famous, but it was very funny. It was very funny. All right, guys. Well done once again. It was, as I said during the game, it's actually much more interesting to analyze and commentate this kind of a game than some candidates or some super high level where first 50 moves are engines anyway and positions can be very dull. This was at least fighting games and uh, very human chess, right? So that was very, very interesting, very nice. Thank you for that. I guess viewers were enjoying also. I think at least we were analyzing some real chess and definitely, I guess, we could all learn something. Uh, yeah, I will try to post it on YouTube so you can see comments by me and by my viewers. And that's about it. Well done. That was a good practice for everyone, I guess. And we'll close the stream now and probably continue tomorrow with either analyzing classical games or playing some Bauhaus. So yeah, yeah, why not? A bit of real chess. Yeah, I love to commentate the games. So that was nice. And in the first game, I have to say fair play to Carnicero. Also, he spotted that knight b2 move. That was okay with e5 in this game. Knight b2 was the most amazing moment I think in both games. Honestly, that knight b2 idea, but uh, Carnicero is in really great form. We're working sometimes, and he's playing really really good and working a lot. So very happy for him to spot that move also. So no, we're just, I don't know, Mati, if you saw the other day. I'm just showing the game that one of random viewers popped in, and the guy was like, "Oh, you have to see my one of my games. You need to analyze. If you want to, you can analyze my game." And then for some reason, I said, "All right, let's do it." I don't know even why. And then actually was this game. He sent me this game, Glücksberg Nider Polish Immortal game, and I recognized it immediately because I worked this one a lot of times. So it was both funny and proud moment for me, even though he was trolling. But yeah, yeah, you know that one very very famous game, uh, classical game. Check it out if you don't know it. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. We'll close the shop for now. We're gonna have some dinner and go to sleep. And tomorrow we will continue at some point, I guess. During some of my breaks, we'll do some Bauhaus or something, or maybe we'll analyze some classical games if I'm gonna be in a good mood. Or we're just gonna chill with Bauhaus or some normal chess. I won't play any Blitz now any soon. That's what I can say. Because last few days I faced few cheaters in few days, and I'm playing only few games per day, like, and every day I'm facing a cheater, and I just want to take a break from blitz grind because it's just so fucking annoying. Like you get tilted, and then you realize you're playing against the computer, and then you're like feel stupid for being tilted playing. Yeah, and also Mr. Max kicked my ass also. So yeah, like no point, no point playing blitz at the moment. Like I mean, I'm enjoying as I'm older now, a bit older, not that young anymore. I enjoy more like classical and rapid and yeah, not blitz, not for me. I don't even play bullet anymore at all. Like I used to play a lot of bullet. Now I don't play it at all. Like I just wanted to reach 3,000 both on Lit Chess and Chess.com, and I think I'm retired in bullet now. Yeah, of course, it's much better anyway to for practice and for our overall game. Like, thank you very much, guys. As always, it's always extremely fun to hang out with you, and yeah, yeah, bullet is for youngsters like Matu. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Classically hard to press. Well, sometimes for years, not only for a week. Oh wow, I had some tough games in my life that I couldn't get over like for years even. For example, that fifth round in World Championship 2007 against Naroditsky. That one I still didn't get over. Like, uh, yeah, I mean a lot of tough games, and I was also 3 times in European team European Championship. I was 3 times fourth, like 3 times fourth. Imagine that. So 3 times close to the medal, and yeah. Well, I guess that's sport. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I had some good games also, of course. I'm still proud of it, but that's just sport, I guess. Anyway, I will never pass through that Roach game. Well, okay, it wasn't that big deal. You will play a lot of grandmasters. Yeah, Matvi is talking nonsense when he says that he is old. I mean, he's in the best years of his life. So, hey, Denver, lost draw. Hello, hello. Well, unfortunately, we're just about to finish the stream. We are just yapping now a little bit. So, but still, nice to see you. 23 would like to be called old. Yeah, well, I guess that's the thing. When you're young, you want to be older. When you're old, you want to be younger. That's just the irony of life, I guess. That's kind of normal. Yeah, I agree with that, Richie. Also, you have to get some experience against these guys. Yeah, 100%. You will be. Don't worry. Take your time. No rush. You have all the time of the world. Just keep working, keep grinding, and that's it. It's gonna come. You definitely have enough of a talent. You play a lot, so you're on the right way. Just keep working, keep practicing, and that's it. And don't stress too much when play. Just and don't play for a draw also, and don't think about rating too much. If I can, as a bit more experienced player, I think I can give you those advices. Like, uh, for I mean, we could talk about that now for hours. Like, but yeah, I think you should play for a win and play and not care about rating at all. Like, I mean, that's the irony of chess. When you play for the win, you might draw. When you play for a draw, you'll probably lose. Yeah, keep yourself fit like Fisher. Yeah, you have to be fit like Fisher. Yeah, no, it's never good to play for a draw. It's not even. It's not also. It's not a fun. Like, if you play for a loss, you're gonna lose probably. I would say. No, yeah, it's like Yeah, it's like a circle. You play for the win, you might draw. If you play for a draw, you might lose. If you play for a loss, you might win because you don't care. You're like relaxed and not caring and no pressure and no stress, and then you just play, and then all of a sudden, oh wow, I'm winning. It's a full circle. Yeah, we're still here. We're just chatting now a little bit and just yapping. Just about life and chess and rating and everything. Q&A, Q&A segment. You can ask whatever you want now. It's Fox Dude podcast now in this moment. Just yapping. That was the funniest thing ever that Carnicero said today. Now we know what the Fox says. Jurica is sleeping. He's off. Yeah. Next time on this stream, Rich is going to comment Matthew Zurich. Alright, yeah. We had a match. We played a match actually, Matthew and me. Few months ago, a few weeks ago. What was it? I think we had all draws, something like that. Yeah, we did it. What the fox you talking about? In that song, what the fox says. Yeah. It was 2-2. Wow, yeah. I was actually winning in some of the games, but my converting skills are bad, I guess. But yeah, yeah. Jones is just teasing me. Jimmy is my student, so yeah. I'm in Ireland right now. Yeah, talking on mic with you. I'm here. What are you talking about? You're listening to me. All right, guys. I guess no more questions, no more answers. Everything is said. All right, Jimmy. That's all right. Jimmy is a good boy. Jimmy is gonna be next Irish Grandmaster. I have a question. How much out of 10 am I a patzer? Well, Richie. Okay, honest answer. Let's break down these two games. So, openings were not great, I think. I don't like this bishop f3 Spanish, even though, okay, I also had some bad games against Pavel in the same opening. But okay, first game you were slightly better maybe with white, but I'm not sure if that bishop e2 fried liver. That's some old school line. Bishop d3 might be more fashion, but okay, Pavel also didn't know the line after bishop e2. I think openings are okay, so could be better, I guess. But you played okay, okay. If that rook f7 blunder because of the food, that was a blunder, but it wasn't bad at all. Like games were not bad at all. I mean, second game was actually very good. Both 95%. First game was kind of back and forth, very fighting game. So yeah, wasn't bad at all. Maybe some moments like this bishop c3 move I didn't like. I prefer knight c3, but you will see that, you will hear that if you're gonna watch the video on YouTube. But overall, I feel like very good games and not bad at all. Like, and yeah, also that save second game, that save with queen e3 knight f4. I actually didn't see it. I actually didn't see that save that you played. So I think yeah, knight c3 was much better. Yeah, that was one moment where I didn't what I did. But okay, that's like very deep positional chess already. That's not like amateur stuff. That we're talking about some real positional skills and some real chess understanding. So that's not easy. And yeah, okay, it's easier also when you watch the game than when you're playing. Of course, as always. But overall, I think, and Pavel also, you both play like really, really well. I mean, uh, I guess there's always room to improve, but that's for everybody. Like everybody can improve. Like I know that I can improve a lot in some segments also. Like, uh, well, I wouldn't say you were lucky. You were fighting both games. I mean, first game you were actually, you managed from the worst position, you managed to get into equal endgame, and then you were down on the clock, and then basically you underestimated his h5 idea there. So basically that was just one mistake when you were in time scramble. So overall, very very decent games. I would say about, if I have to guess the elo, like FIDE classical rating about 2100 at least. You know, second game maybe even more. Both, like first game about 2000 2100, second game easily like 2200 or even more. Like I mean 95% is great. So very very decent chess. Like very close to FM level, maybe even, like especially second game. So yeah, yeah. Well, some openings you know really well, some you don't. I guess, yeah. I guess we're all like that in a way. Uh, but yeah, it's, okay. You know a lot of openings, but yeah, he did surprise you in that fried liver of Bishop E2. Bishop E2 is old school main line. We all need 100%, 100%. Two blitz games today, and you. I played two blitz games today. First one, you won both. Yeah, you won both because we had a lesson yesterday. So you are already 50 rating points stronger, or 100, Jimmy. That was brilliant. We had a few lessons already. That's already shows. Yeah, I always forget also. I always forget that he plays this exchange rule up as always. It's always too late. I don't like it either with black. It's just, yeah, it's a solid, very solid line for white. Actually, when you think about it. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow we have Catch the Cheater. If you want, yeah, I'm also about to leave. Prideful. I'm just confident. Uh, so and I like the joke also. Anyway, don't. It's not everything. It's not everything serious what I say. I mean, when we work, we work. That's the other thing. On the stream, I'm a little bit more relaxed. But when we work, I work. You know that. Everybody knows that. I'm always 100% serious in coaching. And that's a different story. That's like in life. When you work, when you're on work, your job, you have to be serious. Like, and when you're in free time, you're a different person, of course, right? So this is my free time. So yeah, Irish and sense of humor. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Don't worry. Yeah. All right. So we'll try to put a video on YouTube for you guys if you want to see what we were analyzing during the and commentating during games. And yeah, tomorrow we have catch the cheater thing. If anybody wants to participate, 6 p.m. London British time, 6 players. And if Rich, if you want to moderate again tomorrow, that would be great. You don't have to spend a lot of time. A few minutes is enough just to pick somebody, and that's it. Matvi and me are gonna play, and if anybody else wants to play, you can just let me know on Discord. I have, okay, Paul, great stuff. Thank you very much. That would be great. Thank you. So that's already three more. Play if I get to 2300. Alright, you cannot. Okay, I have to find another moderator then. But okay, at least I have 3 players now already: Pavel, Matvi, and me. No bother. No, but you can't. You can't. Of course, it's all. It's all your goodwill, of course. Yeah, of course, Miro. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. I think if you're from Serbia, that's 7 p.m. at your place. That's 1 hour difference. 22:50. All right, you can do it, Jones. So that's already 4. That's amazing. All right, if you can join the Discord, if okay, I will start the stream tomorrow before 6 anyway, so we'll have enough time to explain all the rules and everything. So just be here before 6, maybe like 10-15 minutes before 6, and you will join also, Jones. All right, so yeah, anyway, we start tomorrow 6 o'clock, but we will be here earlier, of course. So we'll have all. Yeah, okay, great, excellent. Going Chesstrugles getting to 2900 without even playing a single game. What do you mean? Blitz on chess.com? Well, I'm facing a lot of cheaters recently, so I kind of lost the will to play, to grind. Yeah, okay, so we already have 4 or 5 players. That's amazing. We're almost there now. Yeah, well, 2890 at the moment, so I don't feel like I'm in 3000 form at the moment, honestly. Uh, so maybe soon. I don't know. Too much Bauhaus recently, I guess. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna be here tomorrow before 6, maybe like 30 minutes before 6, and 6 p.m. And then we already have enough players, almost 1 or 2 more, and that's it. It's gonna be a lot of fun again, and it's a great website. We're gonna talk about the website also tomorrow. So that's planned for tomorrow. There's a chess theory going on of playing on dark when squares when getting attacked. What do you mean? What does that mean? You got the 200 CPs. Alright, you can use them in playing some other tournaments now and win some real money, maybe also, by the way. Alright, guys. Time to close the shop. It's getting very late. Inside jokes. Alright, see you. Anyway, hopefully, see you all tomorrow at the same time in the evening. And we're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow as well. Well done, guys, for playing. Well done for good games. They were really good games, and was interesting to analyze them. And thank you for that. Have all good night, and see